I transferred everybody. I think I did. Okay, I think we're live. Oh wait, shit! I put the wrong link. Oops, that link. I think I'm already live. Okay. Okay. Bye. All right, so we're gonna cover this story that I wanted to cover for a bit. This whole GiveSendGo situation with Jacob Wells. He is like he's the co-founder of GiveSendGo. And by the way, too, with the credit stuff and all that, when I can, I redirect people. I've sent thousands of people to other channels, gotten people thousands of subscribers. People from this channel go and like send donations to other channels. And technically, if I'm giving fair use, I don't have to give credit, but I like to when I can, you know. So when I have the chance in my time, when I have a chance to put the thing in the chat or put it in the description, I will do that when I can. All right, but I don't need somebody harassing me, spamming the chat. Go to somebody else's chat and do that. Because those people that are like that, I never see them going to bother anybody else and do that shit in their chat. Go to somebody else's chat and do that. Go email them, contact HR department, harass them, contact the news companies and all these other people. All right, so GiveSendGo. We recently disabled comments on the fundraising campaigns for Karmelo Anthony and Shiloh due to the unacceptable volume of racist and derogatory remarks. At the time the comments were turned off, both campaigns had raised approximately $500,000 with around $15,000 in donations. Sorry, 15,000 donors each. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I saw some people kind of criticizing and saying, well, you know, when people for Karmelo were cheering the death of Metcalf and throwing celebrations and cheering and laughing and leaving comments, die YD, blah, 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 blah. It was all good and all acceptable. No problem. And then so when it's the other way around, this is what I saw some people saying, when it's the other way around, okay, well, we're going to cut the comments off. This is racist and derogatory. Because there have been some pretty nasty comments on both sides I've seen. So now they cut it off. We will remain committed to ensuring all funds raised are delivered to the campaign recipients as intended. However, unequivocally condemn the hateful comments that sought to fuel division and harmful narratives. These remarks do not reflect GiveSendGo's values of hope, compassion, and fairness. Our platform exists to support individuals and families in need, and we uphold the principle that everyone deserves a fair process, not judgment by mob outrage. We took action to stop the spread of divisive rhetoric while ensuring that campaigns continue to serve their intended purpose. We call for a respectful dialogue and understanding, even in challenging situations. Thank you for supporting the mission to share hope. So, not everybody was too happy about this. The post is getting bombed. 1.7 million views. It's actually ratioed currently, so there's 5,300 comments towards the 4,900 likes. Cinema commented here, said, time to boycott GiveSendGo, give them the Bud Light treatment. Jacob allowed and defended the racist comments under Karmelo Anthony's campaign. So this is a lot of what I'm seeing. People are saying, oh, it was okay for one way, but it wasn't okay for the other. So the thing I thought was kind of interesting is Jacob is firing back. He's not taking it. Somebody here said this can only hurt the fundraising effort. It was okay when a white kid was murdered, but this is too far. Shame on you. And he said, no, shame on you. And then somebody, let me see what else. In other words, it was only a problem when whites tribalized. Got it. He said, nope, cry harder. What? Who cares? Words are just words. Okay, so people are... Okay, here we go. I understand that you were placed in the middle of a cultural fault line that the left has spent the last 15 years cultivating and exploiting, And now that fault line is fracturing, and you have to find a way to navigate that as a company that holds free speech as a value, but also has the brand to protect. That is a really hard place to be in, I think, in the middle of that. However, it's unfortunate that this decision was made after weeks of allowing a murderer to race bait and profit off of your platform. The perception, right or wrong, which you could make this argument for other cases too, to be honest. There was other cases you could make that same argument for, not just the Karmelo Anthony and Metcalf. The perception, right or wrong, is that you care more about social taboo around a word than you do a racially motivated murderer fundraising on your platform. I don't know what the right course of action is here, nor do I have any advice to give beyond. If you're going to start down this path, you need to do it early and consistently with transparency across all platforms. You can't claim free speech as a company value where you let murderers fundraise and take action when someone with bad speech starts fundraising as well. Interesting response, but much nuance that has been left out. But the thing is too, I think it was a very well thought out response, and it wasn't one like it was like a good faith argument or response, you know? And so his response is just vague. It doesn't really say anything. Much nuance that has been left out. Much nuance that has been left out. I mean, conclusion, is there a double standard? Yeah, it appears to be a double standard. I do think if you're going to have rules, you need to apply it across, at least try to. You have to try to apply it across the board. You know, all this stuff was said about Austin Metcalf and it was no problem. Right? It was no problem, but the other way around, and it is a problem. It needs, if we're going to be fair, if you're going to implement those, you're either free speech or you're not. Or if you are free speech, then you have to have the same, at least apply the same rules, whatever that is. I mean, I understand you have a company, maybe in a brand, like this person said, it's a tough place. But at the same time, you should try to apply those rules across the board. You had no problem with Karmelo comments as shown by the timing. We aren't gullible. And he said, try again. And yeah, Karmelo's thing, this was a really interesting post too. The timeline. So the timeline from Karmelo from April 9th, I think that's when the stabbing happened with Austin, until now, versus the timeline of this girl Shiloh. She raised an incredible amount in a really short time. In a really, really short time. This is from 419. Weird how you believed in free speech when all the comments were anti-white. Just a coincidence. What I don't like is anti-white comments you're allowing. What I don't like is you're doing this for attention and money. This isn't free speech. This is greed off murder. And then he said, yeah, I don't like them either, but there is little thing called free speech. That is actually important in our country. And if you should have seen this comments written on the other campaigns where white people killed black people. Disgusting. So yeah, that's kind of, this was from last night though. This was from last night, and people are pissed off. So they've disabled. There's definitely something going on, right? Because they didn't disable Karmelo's comments until now. You know. So the thing that people are doing now, though, the alternative is people are now, okay, well, I can't comment. I'm just going to have my username be the message that I wanted to put out. I'm sure there's probably character limits and stuff, but GiveSendGo. Let me see. GiveSendGo. And apparently that Shiloh, her name, if I put it in the title or in the tags, it's demonetized. I know for sure the tags, I think the title too, because I was wondering, like every time I talk about the story, they're demonetizing my video. And it's getting like no views. And so I was like, I'm just kind of interested in it. I'm kind of curious to see where it's going. So I'm following it, even if the views aren't there or it's being demonetized. I'm still curious about it. But if you put, you put her name in the tags, title, after, or whatever, they'll demonetize your video. Off rip. So she's at about $600,000 almost, $1,000. And I think it's really interesting how mainstream media, to me, they've been quiet on this. There's some local stations. There's Newsweek. Newsweek covered it. The New York Post and Newsweek, and some local station, 2 local stations or something. I have yet to see like CNN or like Daily Mail covered it too. So it's picking up a little bit. But you would think something like this would be like boom, 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 boom. It's not really. It's definitely not. I don't know. So that's the latest drama with that. That's it. All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna take a break and get off. Let me see. Hold on. What is this here? Live mass shooting. This is from days ago. I covered this days ago. Still remain shut down. Can't even type. Oof, imagine I was my friend sent me the mass shooting from like 2 days ago, because there's like that CNN channel. I don't know how that channel has 9 million something. I don't know how that channel has 9 million, almost 10 million subs. Look at this. Oof, imagine those people. Go to this channel. Cheryl, go to this channel. They're talking about this shit from like 2 days ago. Live mass shooting, Spartan College. This channel has 9.5 million subs. Go to this channel and go message them and email them and go in their chat and all this stuff. Somehow there's how many people watching? Oh, there's 285 somehow watching this. What happened? What's going on? Hey! Cheryl, you got to go to check this channel out. All right, guys. I'm out of here, man. I love you. Have a good night.